Hey guys, I'm back at my ginseng spot from last year where I planted about 9,000 seeds, and as you can see, it looks completely different than last year when we planted. The neighboring property was sold and they had much different plans in mind, and I guess it is a risk that we took by planting right on the edge of our property line, but it was a great spot. It had perfect trees, perfect shade, and we couldn't anticipate that the land would sell and that the new farmers were going to do something wildly different. So they ended up taking down acres of trees. They burned them, and then now they're planting cabbage this year behind us. So them taking down all of their trees brought in a lot of sun, and I think we have 2 ginseng plants that survived. Ginseng is like really hard to grow anyway. It's just a fragile plant, and when there is a little bit of sun touching it, it fries. They are just torched. And you can see that there is vegetation growing where there was no vegetation before. So just a huge bummer. We feel like we put in a ton of work and it was a devastated loss that we couldn't predict and that we didn't do anything wrong. It just ended up being the way things worked out. But today I need to figure out a new place to plant because I do need to plant this year's crop within the next 3 to 4 weeks. This is about the time that ginseng needs to go in the ground. So I'm looking somewhere in the middle area of our property so I can ensure that nothing like this can happen again. But I need to find a nice shaded spot, a well-drained area, and it's gotta just be a location that I can monitor and I can be in check with. Because of course I don't want anything like this to happen again. We even put up this big tarp trying to block the sun from the west. But obviously as the seasons change, the sun changes in the sky, and so now it's just still getting hit by sun from directly above us. So it's not a good spot. I'm pretty much done with this area. I don't think it's useful for ginseng in any way, so I just need to go somewhere where I can see that it's shade all the time and I don't have to worry about anything. So that's what I got to do today. I've got to get a new spot picked out, but I did want to just kind of show you what last year's area looks like now. So sad. Alright, but we're moving on. So I've actually been looking at spots for months now, and I have a couple of places that I know I want to use. I just need to choose the one that's going to work best this year. But you have to kind of plan way ahead of time for ginseng because you can't harvest it until at least year 5 or 6. So you need to have several different areas that you know you can plant if you're hoping to have a harvest yearly. I had to go home and get some bug spray in my handkerchief. This is like a bug repellent infused handkerchief because I was getting attacked by the mosquitoes. It is a warm day. It's like 80 degrees out right now, and I'm wearing all of these clothes because the mosquitoes are so bad. Fortunately, this is like pretty helpful. It's lightweight, but holy cow, those bugs were bad. Okay, back to the woods. So I think I'm going to plant here behind me between these 2 black walnut trees. Lots of shade here, and I can guarantee there'll be shade. Plus the trees will keep growing up and, you know, getting more shade too. So I think I'm going to plant on this bank of our creek. The water has never reached as high as I'm going to dig down, and I don't have any concerns that it's going to overflow or anything like that. I've read a lot of that ginseng does really good on riverbanks. I actually would prefer if I could get it on the other side. There's plenty of really nice areas on the other side of the creek because that would be the north side of a hill, north side of the bank, whereas this is the south facing side. The north facing side is like a guarantee that you're always going to have shade because the hill blocks the sun. But I'm going to be honest, I don't really have a good way to get over there yet. I haven't like gone out of my way to make a trail or break a trail, and I don't really want to do that today. So I think I'm going to try here, see how it looks, see how it comes out, see if I can get these weeds out, and then kind of assess the area after I've done that. And if it's good, then I'm going to put a little border of logs or rocks or something so I can easily mark where I planted. I'll recognize these trees pretty easy too. I like this area in general because I can see it from my house. I can see if deer are here, and it's in the middle of our property. I don't have to worry about anything else happening. So this is a good area. I'm going to get to work on this. I also like this area because I just came across my first poison ivy, and it's very minimal, so I can quickly get it out of here. But I was looking, in case you were wondering, if there was poison ivy anywhere I grabbed. I was really checking, as well as for nettles, because it's like prominent around here. But there was very few nettles and very little poison ivy. Awesome. So I was actually able to get out a lot by hand, so now I'm just going to kind of till it with a shovel. This is just really quick. I just kind of want to turn over the roots and make sure I did get all the weeds out. And that is pretty much it. And then I'm going to see if I can get some rocks. We have a massive rock pile, and kind of make a little bit of a border here, which will help keep out weeds, but also just help me quickly identify where I planted. The rocks are just going to kind of keep things neat and organized, and I like neat and organized, so that's why I'm doing that. It's not necessary, I just like to. I was about to say, I can't believe I'm not getting any rocks. But now I am. It kind of looks like a little heart. Oh, a boulder here. Hey, Rubs. Good, thank you. Alright, so I was able to get a pretty good area dug up and all the weeds out, a little bit of poison ivy, a little bit of nettles out, a lot of rocks out, so I barely have to go and get any rocks. There's actually a bunch of rocks around me that I'm going to use. The land that we live on, just a rocky area. Everything is rock. So I'm just going to repurpose some of these rocks and finish this little garden bed up and get out of the bugs and get out of the dirt. And I saw today that the seeds I ordered are shipped, so they'll be here in a couple of days, and then I can finish this project off. I'm hoping for a better result next year. We'll see. Ginseng is kind of temperamental, so we'll see how everything pans out. Also, I just realized on the border of the end of the area that I dug out is an oak tree, and that's pretty ideal. It's not the most ideal. Ideally, you want it under like a maple tree or something like that. but oak tree will be just fine, but it's kind of like a medium-sized sapling, which is great. So in a couple of years, it'll provide even more shade. And I'm kind of pleasantly surprised by that. It's already offering shade, I can show you, because we're in the afternoon now. It's about 3 o'clock, so it's getting some of that west side sun, and it's shielding it pretty darn good. I'm really surprised by that. So kind of lucky I didn't see that until I was digging and I realized, oh, there's an oak tree here, because my dog was biting at it. But yeah, hopefully that grows and is a really good offering of shade. You wouldn't know it, but underneath of this mountainous vine hill is a ton of rocks. This is from where we took out a bunch of trees to have like a future pasture, and all the rocks are piled here. So anytime we have anything with rockscaping, we just come and grab some from the pile. And there's so many. You can have your choice. Alright, the bugs are eating me alive, but that'll do for now. And I guess I'll see you in the next video.